the golden at bat. Is that what you're calling it? I saw somebody post today where the Savannah Bananas, or whatever the heck they're called, were wearing their yellow uniforms and the opposition was wearing their pink ones. And in the middle of the game, a pillow fight broke out. And somebody tweeted, yeah, this is what Rob Manfred wants for Major League Baseball. Hopefully he doesn't want it that bad. But to me, this golden at-bat idea is headed down that path.
Yeah. So I'll start with this. I do not like the golden at-bat rule. I do not want the rule as it has been communicated, implemented in Major League Baseball. But a few things that I will reject from some of the opinions that I have seen. One, I don't know whether Rob Manfred likes baseball or not. It's not for me to comment on. What I do know is that he has horrible PR advice or just doesn't listen to it and has never once been good about publicly representing himself in alignment with the interests of the fans, right? So I think that sometimes he gets a bad rap because of the fact that he is horrible in that department. I mean, if you look at the most recent rule changes that he made, I guess, you're not going to get perfect agreement, but I think that the pitch clock has been very successful. I don't know that he is going to implement the golden at bat rule, but the thing I'll say about baseball, one of the challenges is simply that the best players are only a part of a game a very small percentage of the time. If it's a hitter, if you think there's 18 guys who hit between the two teams, a hitter, Corey Seager, Adolis Garcia, that's about 5.5% of the time they're going to be batting. The starting pitcher is the one person who can maybe take up a big time share of a game, but even that is going to be considerably less than half the game, especially with the way that pitchers are handled these days. Whereas in football, Patrick Mahomes is on the field half the game. And when there's 58 seconds left and the game's tied and the Chiefs have the ball, you don't have to cycle through quarterbacks. Patrick Mahomes is the quarterback. In the NBA, Luka Doncic is going to be on the floor for 40 minutes. And in a crunch time situation, the ball will be in his hands. So while I don't like the golden at bat rule, I do at least, I am curious what sort of creative ideas baseball has to try and take that challenge and turn it into an opportunity. Because I think one of the challenges baseball has is that its stars, is as much as maybe baseball has come up short in marketing its stars, the structure of the game limits the exposure to these stars. And I don't like the golden at bat rule at all, right? But I wonder if there is a way to maximize the exposure of these stars, because I do think that the structure of basketball benefits basketball. The fact that Luka Doncic will be on the floor for 40 minutes, Steph Curry for 40 minutes, and the ball almost every possession will touch their hands, that the quarterback that you love is going to be on the field in theory half the game. Whereas your favorite player in baseball really is limited in his ability to perform. And I do think that is a challenge that baseball deals with and might have to figure out a better way to address. But I do not think that the golden at bat rule is the answer to that.
I think it's built on kind of a fallacy. The Ohtani Trout at bat in the World Baseball Classic. That matchup is not going to happen in the ninth inning.
No,
that's going to be, if the Angels are facing the Dodgers, let's say, and it's the fifth inning and the Angels load the bases with 2 outs, that's when they're going to bring in Trout to face Ohtani. It's not something that's going to. It's not an Eckersley Gibson moment.
Right.
A once in a lifetime thing in the ninth inning of a World Series. Everything's on the line. It just won't have the same drama because it will be utilized by managers when people aren't expecting it to be utilized. So Mike Trout's going to bat in the fifth inning against Shohei Ohtani, not in the ninth, because Ohtani's going to be out of the game. And in all honesty, the game's probably not going to hang in the balance. Is the golden at bat more dramatic if Corey Seager is facing Josh Hader or Corey Seager against, Dylan Cease?
Right.
It's just not, it doesn't work. It's built on a lie. That's my opinion. And it sucks.
You've actually made me think a little differently of it, Jared. I still, again, I like the last 2 rule changes. Still really don't like the the ghost runner, even though it does, make games go by more quickly, which isn't a bad thing. But I don't like that rule. But maybe, I was kind of doing get off my lawn. And
No, John, you're fine.
There's
You're
more
right.
to
You're
it.
100%.
No. I don't like the golden at bat rule at all. But I do like baseball's willingness now. I think it's a little too late, but I do like baseball's willingness to consider possibilities. I just don't think the golden at bat rule is a possibility they need to pursue.
Yeah.
All right. Like us, subscribe to us, hang out with us. We're here each and every day. And now we're back. Just a little bit more, Jared. But we have to do this soft close thing. So, like, whoever re-airs this can get out of the show at this point. So now we're free. Now there are, it's just us talking now. Really tell us. No. So, no, I agree with, but no, and the point I'm making, Jeff, with what I said to Jared is, I get what you're saying about, look, how can we make sure that our best player is sort of available, sort of up, if you will, in that pressure cooker situation. Now, I will say this, it sure seems to happen a lot for a game that's not designed to do that. Corey Seager in Game 1 of the World Series, or Adolis Garcia in the ALCS last year, right? It happens a lot, and those dramatic situations are what we remember. But I get your point. If it's Patrick Mahomes or Luka Doncic, it happens every time.
I just think that the sports fan today who is the younger generation who will hopefully, be a part of the group that drives sports for the next 20, 30 years, buying season tickets, all that stuff, they are very star driven. And I love the fact that in baseball, one guy doesn't move the needle as much as it might in the NBA, right? Or your quarterback goes down in the NFL, your season's cooked. I like that Ronald Acuna Jr. can be out for the season and you can still win a World Series. But I just don't know. To the younger fan, it seems like it's sports is consumed so much through Instagram and Snapchat and or maybe not TikTok or whatever, and that is very individualized and very star driven. And they don't care as much about how cool it is that Travis Jankowski came up with a big hit in Game 4 of the World Series. They just want Adolis. They want Corey. They want Juan Soto and Judge and Ohtani. And that's just not the way that this sport is built. And so baseball's got to figure out how to turn these challenges into features and not bugs. And I don't know that it's manipulating the lineup. I'm not saying that's what it is, but I just worry that the younger sports fan with the shorter attention span who's not sitting there and watching a game, forget 9 innings, how many of them are sitting and watching 6 innings of a game as opposed to waiting until later that night or the next morning and checking out the highlights? And it's very star driven. I wish there was a better way baseball could feature its stars overall. And the combination of that plus 162 games, I think, presents some challenges for what they're able to accomplish in that regard.
Yeah. Well, great thoughts, Jared. Great cause coming up this weekend. We appreciate your time today. Good luck with the event this weekend. Wish we could be there, but I know it'll be great fun, and I know you'll have great success.
Thank you guys so much for asking about it and for having me, and continue the great work talking about the Rangers. I really appreciate it, guys.
Yep.
Thanks, Jared.
We appreciate you too, Jared. We'll see you again very soon. That's Jared Sandler, and that's going to do it for us unless you want to put a cap on this in any way.
No.
Okay, good. So we're done. Thank you. We're going to be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock. It was supposed to
1
be
o'clock?
later. Yeah. Noon. I mean, normal noon. Noon. It was supposed to be 2, and we're on at the normal noon tomorrow. So that's fun. We'll stay steady, and we'll have lunch with you again tomorrow with another edition of the DLLS Rangers podcast.
We all silly like the mayor.